Hello, fellow nerds. This is John, and I am a nerd that knits. And I get a little extra when it comes to certain events. Today, please bear with me as we make a sweater for the Eras Tour movie. I know that not all of you are Swifties. I am a Swiftie. I have not gone to any of Taylor Swift's concerts, sadly. The Eras Tour was pretty epic, super epic. My sister and sister-in-law went to the concert, and they were telling me all about it. And I was flabbergasted when I found out that Taylor Swift would be making a actual movie of her concert. We went opening day. We went October 13th. So that was the plan, to go see this movie on opening night, because we be nerds like that. We're nerdy. So, of course, because when you are a little bit extra, what do? Well, you plan your outfit. And of course, a lot of people plan their outfits for the Eras Tour. We're not going to ignore that factoid. I used to be a costumer, so I kind of get a little crazy when it comes to designing or coming up with a concept of what I want to wear. So, of course, you go through all the albums, you go through all of her eras, and you just determine like which one you feel like maybe suits you more. And I'm not gonna lie, I think as a family, my kids and me and my husband, we really love 1989, just because it's something that they dance to. My son watched all of her music videos. It was just the album of our house. But I did not go with 1989. I actually went with Reputation. And I think I went with Reputation mainly because I like darker themed stuff. I love the darker stuff. And once again, you have to think about things that you would actually use in your closet. I was looking at a lot of the pictures from the concert and trying to get a sense of what patterns on Ravelry I could, or even patterns in my existing library, let's be frank, that I had, that I'm like, oh, I could make this concept work for a certain era. And I found this pattern that I purchased a while ago, and I was just kind of like, oh, I need to do something. But what? So the design that we are going to talk about today is the As If T Lite. It is designed by Shay Johnson. I follow her on Threads, and let me tell you, she's a delight. She's fun. She's definitely someone you want to follow if you have Threads, for sure. I'm not gonna lie. This pattern came out June 2023, and as of today, it's only had 28 projects. Let's see if we can get that project amount up. She has another pattern, As If T, that is made with DK, so maybe that is why her project amount on the Lite is not as much. This is a fingering and lace, and then it is a sport. Perhaps that's why it's a little bit lower. I'm not sure. I still think this is a delightful sweater. Also, for this pattern, there is kind of sleeves, and there's kind of like this little like cap sleeve kind of thing. I didn't do a cap sleeve for this sweater. I might go back and redo it just for my own personal usage, but just to let you know, like, that's what I didn't do. I actually kind of like whip stitched a little of the area back, just so it was kind of more of a tank top kind of thing. So the picture that I chose was Reputation, which has basically like this sheer black net, and then it kind of has like this sweetheart kind of black bodice, and then the black bodice goes down, and then there's snakes all over it. Beaded snakes, mind you. My whole idea was like, okay, I'm gonna make this black top. The thing about this in particular is that this whole part is see-through. It's basically mohair. And then when you get to here, it does kind of create, it's not like a perfect sweetheart. It's kind of more of a like a pointed in her design, but I kind of use the snakes to mimic a little bit more of a sweetheart, which when I say sweetheart, it kind of makes like a heart, like the heart shape humps. That's what a sweetheart neckline is. It's like, oh, is it so cute? It's a sweetheart. I kind of mimic that look with the snakes. And then of course the rest of the bodice is like full on black, so you can't see. But of course for me, I wore a black bra. I wanted it to be very sexy. I mean, that's what Reputation is. It's very sexy, and it's supposed to be. I think one of the main problems I had with the top even afterwards is just that the snakes are heavy, and it does kind of weigh the lace down because the lace is on the upper part of the bodice. So that was like a little hard, but that's just a part of the designing process. I didn't really have time to go back and go, okay, I'm gonna keep on, reducing the amount of lace. Because what's nice about this pattern is it's from down up. So if you feel like this is too much, you can reduce your amount of lace here at the top, and then you can reduce the collar, because the collar is, for me, it was kind of high up, so you can keep on lowering the collar if you want. So that was, I really liked about this pattern, especially if you kind of have a problem as where the collar lies and where the shoulders are. So for the snakes, I did a regular I-cord. I did like a 5-stitch I-cord, and I used probably like size 7 needles. Also used worsted weight, and then I also kind of like followed a pattern just for like the snake head, because I really wanted the snake to look like a snake. Once you make the snake, you're like, okay, well, you want it to be 3D, but you don't want it to be like rolls. So what I did is I got red felt and I glued the snake. Hindsight, I probably shouldn't use that much glue. I glued the snake onto the red felt, and when I did that, I kind of positioned the snake how I wanted it to look. So actually what I did is I laid the I-cord out on the outfit, and I kind of plotted what I wanted the snake to look like, and then I put it on the red felt, glued it on the red felt. And then after I glued that on the red felt, then I bedazzled it. And basically bedazzling is you're just getting rhinestones that I got off of Amazon, and I just glued them on there. I did a lot of looking at the picture of the outfit while I was doing that. And that's kind of stuff you do when you're costuming anyways, is you're always kind of looking at, what are you trying to mimic? What are you trying to create? What is your goal here? So my goal was trying to get the snakes to look as much as they could. I'm not a professional rhinestone setter. A part of costuming is you want it to be seen from far away, but it doesn't have to be perfect close up. When I think of costuming, it's like I need the concept down. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, mind you, if you're in like 4K and you're on a stage and it's professional, like the Taylor Swift Eras Tour concert was, like, yeah, it's gonna need to be perfect. But for an everyday kind of like, I'm doing this as a costume, a stage production that's not going to be, filmed, you can take a little bit more liberties. And I am not a professional. I am like amateur hour here, and we're okay with that. You're mimicking something. If you're going to go full bore, go full bore. But if you're not going to go full bore, don't gild the lily. Just go for a simple concept. Don't have all the snakes on there. I didn't do all the snakes. I did a few to get the point across of what I was trying to mimic. And then that's it. Once again, this is mohair. We can only stretch the boundaries of mohair so far. And I really didn't want to abuse you know, what I had. This sweater worked perfectly for what I intended it to use it as. Now in the future, obviously, I'll be removing the snakes, tack them on with thread. And that's really important because, you know, when you sew it on with thread, you're not disturbing the actual garment, you know. So the snakes will be easily removed. I can just wear this as a regular sweater. It's a very sexy sweater. I'm in sexy sweater mode, I guess. Bear with me as we make As If Tea Lite, or as I like to call my Eras Tour concert sweater with snakes. Reputation.